Are you ready to tingle and learn some Chinese? Good. Well, let's get started. And first of all, I'm going to teach you how to say hello. Ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. And I'll write it for you. My handwriting is a little messy. There we go. Ni hao. Ni hao. And ni means you. Ni hao means good. Ni hao, which literally translates to you good, you good. I'll write the pinyin for it. Oh dear, that was a bit messy. I swear my handwriting is usually better than this. Ni, third tone. Ni hao, ni hao. Very good, very good. And to introduce yourself, you would say 我叫. So you could say 你好,我叫 blah blah blah. Whatever your name is. So I would say 你好,我叫嘉强. Jia Chan is my Chinese name. 我叫我 third tone. 我叫嘉强. I've just written it out there in pinyin. And I'd also like to let you know that if you like listening to Chinese whispering in an ASMR video, I'm going to be starting a brand new channel that will be focusing solely on Chinese or Mandarin Chinese. So if that interests you, then you can check it out too. So, 你好,我叫嘉强. So it's important that we now go over some of the tones in Chinese. And I would say that this is what I struggle with the most personally. I think I'm getting quite good at Chinese now, but I still make so many mistakes with the tones. And I think in the context of what I'm saying usually, people can understand what I'm trying to say, but a lot of the time the tones I use are a wee bit wrong. Alright. So I've written 4 words using pinyin, which is the way to write Chinese for pronunciation purposes. Now the first ma is the first tone. Ma, ma. Now depending on how you pronounce each and every word, the tone will indicate the meaning. So ma with the first tone is your mum. Mother, mum. Ma. The second one, ma, 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 is the rising tone, the second tone. And this ma means hemp. The third one is the third tone, which is the same tone that we found in ni hao, ni hao, ma, ma. And this ma means horse, 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 ma, ma. And finally, we have the fourth tone, or the falling tone. Ma, 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 ma. And this word means to scold a child, for example. So you've got to be very careful with what tone you use. And I do genuinely find this probably the hardest part of learning to speak Chinese. Okay, shall we continue? Good. Now let's learn to count in Chinese. Okay, let's learn to count. I'm going to write the characters as well as the pinyin, so bear with me, please. Now, I don't quite know what was going on with my handwriting. Honestly, I think I'm going to be complaining or apologising about my handwriting throughout. But here we go. Number 1, E, the first tone as well, so that's easy to remember. E, E, E. Now perhaps it's not so clear, but a straight line is how to write number 1 in Chinese characters. R, R. Fallen tone is number 2. R. San, san is number 3. So again, the first tone, san. S, S. That's the falling tone, the fourth tone. The fourth tone for the number 4. S, S. Wu, Wu. For the number 5, Leo for the number 6. Leo. G, G, G for 7, first tone, first tone. Ba, ba, ba for the number 8. I don't know what was going on with this one when I wrote it. Joe, Joe, Joe for the number 9, and for 10. For 10, sure, sure. It can be quite difficult to pronounce. Sure. So that's the second tone. So let's go through the numbers again. E, R, san, si, wu, liu, qi, ba, jiu, shi. Okay. Again. E, R, san, si, wu, liu, qi, ba, jiu, shi. So now in my other ASMR videos, if I start counting in Chinese, which I sometimes do, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. I'd like to now teach you how to say China in Chinese. And as you could maybe guess, it's not China, it's 中国, 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 中国. Zhongguo. Now, this character on its own actually means middle. The middle. Zhong, zhong. And guo, guo is the word for country. Country. So Britain is Inguo. Inguo. France is Faguo. Germany, Deguo. America, Meiguo. South America is Nanmeijo. So it's a bit different. Australia, Australia. So it's not always the case that this guo is used in a country's name, but in a lot of countries it is used. Taiguo. Can you guess what Taiguo is? Taiguo. Thailand. Thailand. So, down here we have the pinyin. Zhongguo. Zhongguo. Now I know the pinyin doesn't read as how it sounds, but reading pinyin is a whole different lesson. So I'll just give you a bit of a crash course at the moment. A wee crash course. And also, please note that you're just being my study buddy for today. I'm not a Chinese teacher, and I'm sure that there are many, many people out there who could do a much better job of teaching you some Chinese. But I just want to share my love of the language and my love of language learning in general. And I know I talked about babble and the benefits of learning a language at the beginning of this video, but I honestly do believe that learning Chinese has been so rewarding for me, and I've actually only been, bilingual for about five years. But still, I get such a buzz when I speak Chinese, have a conversation in Chinese. So when I'm over in China for work, you can imagine that I'm on a permanent high, loving life. So that's just my wee bit about learning, or my love of learning Chinese. Okay, now let's move on to something a bit more loving. Laughing because, again, my character has been drawn quite badly, and if we have some Chinese people watching this, then I'm sorry. I've made the character a bit fat. Can you guess what this means? You might have seen it on many Western tattoos. Love. 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 And it is a beautiful character, though I have butchered it somewhat. But actually, I'd like to make a wee point that I'm teaching you simplified Chinese, in terms of the writing, that is. So, Chinese has two different ways of being written, simplified or traditional, and I've learned simplified. But there are still many people out there that can read and write traditional characters, and I believe that traditional characters look more beautiful in most cases, and they hold a lot of the original meaning more than the simplified. But I can only read a few traditional characters. I would be able to recognise love or I in traditional, but I can't write it. I can only write it in simplified. I. And do you remember how to say hello? Ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao. And do you remember why it was ni hao? What does it mean literally? You could. You could. So what if I said 我爱你 我爱你? Can you guess what I'm trying to say? Can you guess? 我爱你 Well, I is love. Ni, as in ni hao. Ni is you. You. Wo is I or me. Wo I ni. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Wo I ni. Now let's write wo. I think that's right. Let me check. Oh my goodness, it's been quite a while since I've written Chinese. I type in Chinese and text in Chinese pretty much every day for my full-time job. But when it comes to writing, yeah, that's about right. It's easy to forget if you're not using things. I mean, that's a bit better. Ish. Ish. Wo. W-O with the third tone. Wo. And the reason I drew it again was because this line needs to be a little bit more angled upwards, but then I've made it too fat on the second one. I promise this was my degree. I promise I studied Chinese at university. I'm not lying, though it might look like I'm trying to have you on. I promise it was my degree. I did graduate. Wo. Wo. Wo爱你。我非常爱你。我特别特别特别爱你。Can you remember how to say ma, or the 4 ways of saying ma? Okay. I'll just pop this down for a second, and Barry can look after it. We've somewhat neglected Barry, haven't we? No. Poor Barry. But yes, can you remember the 4 ways of saying ma? We have ma, mum, your mum, ma, hemp, ma, horse, and finally ma, falling tone, to scold. But there is another way of saying ma, just ma, almost no tone at all. And the non-tonal ma is used to turn a sentence in Chinese into a question. So can you remember how to say hello? Hello. Ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao. Well, if we add ma on the end of ni hao, it turns into ni hao ma. Ni hao ma. Well, there is a slight tone there. It's like a question tone. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, but you're my study buddy today. Ni hao ma. Ni hao ma. So, can you guess what that means? The literal translation of ni hao, or hello, is you good. You good. So, ni hao ma. So you'd greet somebody and say, ni hao, and they'd respond, ni hao, and then you could say, ni hao ma, how are you? And then I could reply, 我很好, 我很好. Remember, 我 is me or I. And the end of that sentence, 我很好, again is how, which means good, 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 good. 我很好. And 很 means very, or not necessarily very, but you do need it. Basically, you can't just say 我好. You've got to have something in between. So 我很好 doesn't necessarily mean I'm very good, but it can also mean I'm very good. You just need something to go in between 我 and 好. What a terrible explanation. I'm really sorry. 我很好. And then I'd say Nina, Nina, ni, which means you, and na is like a particle to say and you, Nina. And you could say 我也很好. Yeah is I'm also good. Yeah, also. 我也很好. Okay, I feel as if I've just truly bombarded you with too much information there. You're meant to be getting sleepy. Don't worry, let's go through that again, and I will write down some of the new words for you. Okay, my writing got smaller and smaller by the end of that. Again, I apologise for the natives out there who can write much better than me. Ni hao, ni hao. You good? Well, it's not you good, it's hello. But literally, you good. Ni hao, hello. And B answers, ni hao. And then A asks the question, ni hao ma, how are you? And then B responds, 我很好. 我很好. See, the character here for good. Nina, Nina, and you. 我也很好. I'm also good. I'm also doing good. That's the end of the lesson. 今天到这儿吧. And I'd like to thank you very much for persevering with this video and for sticking with me this far and for being my study buddy. Thank you. 谢谢. 谢谢. And now it's time for you to fall asleep and for us to say goodbye for just now. But if you are interested in just watching my Chinese journey as I try to improve more and more with the language, check out my brand new channel, which I will try to upload to now and then. And if you don't speak Chinese but just like to listen to Chinese whispers, then feel free to check it out. And I'll be popping the link in the description below as well. So it'll be ASMR Cha-Chan, which is my first name in Chinese. So anyway, 谢谢你, and it's time to fall asleep.